So today is Monday, and I have Christian Imagination class, which is a class about the arts and Christians using their imaginations to express God's truth. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to bring a piece of art to share with the rest of the class. And so I got permission to bring the YouTube video that I created to launch my channel. So today my fellow classmates are going to be seeing this video. To know that people are watching something just on the internet is one thing, but to actually have people sitting there viewing it while you're there in person is a very different experience, and I'm a little bit nervous about that, honestly. Thank you, seagulls.
It's still 12, so it's kind of that, like, you know, it's tech.
I'm so grateful to be in this class, and I feel like I'm learning so much from all of you. I'm just on the front end of this. This is my first attempt, and so thanks for watching. When I was a kid, I used to want to make movies when I grew up, and I dreamed about the idea of standing in the back of a movie theater and watching other people watch the film that I had made. And I'll probably never experience that, but sitting in the back of that classroom and watching my fellow students watch my first YouTube video, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment. So I launched my first video, talked about being real with people, stripping away pretense, and now I feel even more terrified for some reason. I think the reality is hitting me that people are actually going to watch these and judge these and make snarky comments in the comment section, and so I'm freaking out. But I was brave there for like 10 minutes at least. I think that part of what makes this so hard for me, and I'm just realizing this, is that the background that I come from is hyper-evaluative. What I mean by that is the Christian tribe that I belong to prides itself in discernment, and so we evaluate everything. We critique, we analyze, we look at every little detail, and we critique to lead to excellence. We critique for the sake of theological precision, which is important. We critique so that we stay away from any sort of slippery slope.
Don't go near the slope that leads to the other slope, that leads to the real slope. So many slippery slopes in the sloping world.
And the thing is, there's something really good about evaluation. It can help you to grow and improve. It can lead to excellence. On a theological level, it can lead to doctrinal precision, which is important. But the downside to this kind of highly evaluative culture is that it can make you feel like you're constantly looking over your shoulder, worried that you're going to screw up. I remember 7 or 8 years ago, I wrote this blog post about American Idol, and I did this because they had sung the worship song Shout to the Lord on the show, and I thought this was interesting. Well, this blog post became a big deal with other Christian leaders in my tribe. No joke, 3 denominational leaders took me out to lunch and spent at least 2 hours talking to me about why this blog post about American Idol was ill-advised, how it could look like an endorsement of the show and lead to worldliness. I am not making this up. You know, at the time, that was normal. I expected that. In fact, I did that kind of thing to other leaders and to other people. But now I look back and I'm like, What the French fries? What was up with that? That is so unhealthy. Those kind of experiences, they start to mess with your head, because whenever you teach something or you write something or you're preparing a sermon or you're trying to step out and lead in some way, you start to develop like a nervous twitch. You're so concerned about how this is going to be perceived, how this will be evaluated, what other people will think, and you're not even really focused in this moment about who God is and what He wants to say. It's like a wide receiver in football that can't focus on catching the ball because he's so concerned with the hit he's about to get. So the temptation is to stop studying the Word with wonder and awe and curiosity and make your preoccupation the critique that your fellow peers might bring to you. What I see now is that some people fit into this environment better than others. God has wired me to be very creative. And one of the challenges of a highly evaluative environment is that it stifles creativity. It shuts down that process of imagination and asking the what-if questions. It can be a great environment for creating good systematic theologies, and we need those, but maybe not so good for creating poetry and literature and artistic expression. There's another danger of a hyper-evaluative environment. It not only shuts down creativity, it shuts down risk-taking. And when you shut down risk-taking, ultimately, you shut down leadership development and discipleship. Because here's the thing, young leaders, to grow and mature, they need to be able to take risks. They need to be able to experiment. They need to be able to fail. And if you don't create an environment where people have the freedom to fail, to know they're safe in doing that, you're either going to push them away so that they run away to contexts that really don't value sound doctrine as much but give them freedom, or they're going to stay, but they're going to be the kind of person that just waits for someone else to give them permission, someone else to tell them what to do and to say. That's stunted leadership. Those aren't the kind of disciples that we need in the church today. So here's my hope for myself and for others. I want to take risks and not be frozen by the fear of making mistakes. I want to listen to advice and accept instruction from other people without becoming a slave to their approval. I want to spend more time gazing at the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ than I do looking over my shoulder in anticipation of someone else's critique. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope I gave you something to think about. Whether you agree or disagree, I'd love to get your feedback. How can we create environments where we both evaluate and care about precision and things that matter most, but also give the freedom for people to experiment, to take risks, to even fail? I'd love to hear what you've learned. I'd love to hear what you see in your own church. Leave a comment. If you like what you see going on here, please subscribe. Please like our videos. That gives us a huge boost. I'll see you next time.